Jene is not an inward-looking city, but it seems to think of the future. From the excavations, we know that the site was inhabited in the 3rd century. Inside the delta of the river Niger, the capital of the Dina, or the Pharaotic Empire of Fulani, was transferred to Hamdalai or Alhamdulillah, which means praise to God. The Empire of Masina was organized like a military barrack by Amadou Lobo or Sheku Amadou, 1775-1844, so that he could reign. The Bambara realm lasted from 1712 to 1861. Its founder, Biton Bamari Coulibaly, is supposed to have built the first mosque of the region for his mother, Masunu Sako. Ségou, the new capital, is a center of crafts production that shows all the techniques in making bogolan or cotton fabrics made of mixture of mud, fibers, and roots. Built on a total surface of 60 hectares on the border of the river Bani under the foliages, Teriabougou is a center of renewable energy, biocarburant, biogas, solar photovoltaic, thermal solar, etc. It's a paradisiacal place where people can rest and enjoy the different colorful birds, reptiles, and animals that live freely there. It's a French father, Bernard Vesperin, who developed that land on the 60s. Center of Tourism, of Solidarity, coach of local development, Teriabougou means heart of friendship between a French father and a fisherman whose name is Lamine Samake. The infrastructures there made the village the main beneficiary of tourist activities. Teriabougou. It's a site of pleasure with exotic animals living nearly free. A playing ground has been built for children near Adult Swan. There are also a house for Father Vesperian, founder of that area, and a little museum where a large part of the territory's history is conserved. They practiced riding and bicycle as did the very first friend of the founder of Teriabougou, Lamine Samake, who is a fisherman. Farmers get an income. Young men get jobs from this historical and cultural site. It's an ecotourism of local development. Both falls of Woroni drop from an altitude of 20 meters and form a natural pool. Their source is in Burkina Faso. This microclimate favors camping. The capital of Kenadougou has been a stronghold against the colonizer. Etata is a wall of 9 kilometers, which base was 6 meters. In 1898, the French troops entered Sikasso thanks to its heavy artillery. Keletigila is the house where Keletigi Kuruma Berté, commander-in-chief of the resistance, was living. His descendants still keep his sword and amulets. It was in 1864 that 2 troops of the French army left Kai, short-lived capital of Sudan Français, one to conquer Ségou and Timbuktu, the other one to conquer the terrorists between the river Niger and the river Senegal. The region is a concentrate of different kinds of tourism. It's also a good area for business because it abounds in jewelry. The border of Senegal is closed for trade and transportation purpose. Kita is a place where people learn Mandingo oral traditions. It's also a spiritual retreat for Christians who go there for a yearly pilgrimage. Other tourist and cultural events are organized. Built in stone by Faidherbe in 1855, the fort of Medine and its soldiers, watchtower, and guns watched over the interest of France. One can join Kai by railway, inaugurated since May 4, 1904, or third road from Bamako all the time. Bamako, cultural symbols and historical landmarks, welcomes the visitor once he enters Bamako. The African city, which mixes tradition and modernism, was founded in 1640 by fishermen and free families, which are Niare, Drave, and Toure. Having of peace in the sub-region, Bamako offers standard accommodation, bank transaction and communication facilities with the 4 sides of the world. Crossed by the river Niger, Joliba in Bambara, the city is a full-sized tourist site. Through the city business, tourism mixes with congress, pleasure and leisure. For the edification of citizens and visitors, Bamako, the city of the free crocodiles, is spangled with historical sites and monuments. Organizing international conferences in Bamako is very easy nowadays because numerous appropriate infrastructures have been built through the town. By the way, the fame of city goes back to the period preceding independences. In 1957, Bamako hosted the International Congress of RDA, Rassemblement Démocratique Africain. The big village of Sudan spread since, but still remains the most cordial and welcoming among the West African cities.